Good morning, Rabbi Sai. Du schmatz mir raus aus Mordechai. Hayoim chamish v'arboim yoim. Shem shisha Shevuos u'shleisha yomim ba'omer. Oh, maybe I'm the wrong thing. No, I'm in the right thing. Hayoim shisha v'arboim yoim. Shem shisha Shevuos v'arboim yomim ba'omer. Just the wrong chart here. Do not say this, Rabbi. Don't say this one. So I promised to show this. It'll be instead of emails. Or we'll do both. We have 15 minutes for both. It started in brachas. I said something in Shir, which touched the nerve with Fischel Gross from Baltimore. And it became his thing, his saying, the golden dove, golden dove. So every time he has a grandchild, he says, the golden dove, the golden dove. And he's been with us since brachas, and he's been a tremendous supporter. And here he went took his own money and put this together. Rabbi Isai, here you go. Rabbi Isai, you have to remember this. Brachas, Daf Yomi, Amud Beis. A fascinating story with an amazing life lesson. Says the Gemara, Rabbi Chana was in a convoy, in a caravan. He was on the way. He was on the bus. He ate bread and he forgot and he didn't bench. And he said, what should I do? If I tell them the truth, I tell them I forgot to bench. So they're going to tell me, the bus driver is going to say, I'm not stopping. Bench, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is everywhere. Don't you believe that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is Melech HaLa'aretz? Bench right here. I might as well just make up a story, tell them I left in the rest stop, I left my golden dove, very valuable dove. I got to go back, you got to stop the bus. So he told them, Interuli, you have to wait for me. Stop immediately. I left my golden dove. Says the Gemara, they stopped, he got off, he benched, and sure enough, he found the golden dove. So I want to ask you, Rabbi Isai, has it ever happened to you, you find out that your neighbor is not doing so well, so you take an envelope, you fill it with cash, you go at night, you put it by the door, ring the bell and run. And as you're running, you trip over a golden dove. Or better yet, you get into bed late at night, you're exhausted, you're under the blanket, and all of a sudden, oy vey, I forgot to daven ma'ariv. I forgot to do the daf. And there's two options here. You could either mumble it under your pillow and pretend you're saying Kriya Shema. Your wife, what are you doing over there? I'm saying Kriya Shema. Or you get out of bed, you get dressed, you get in your car, and you go to shul. And as you're going to shul, you trip over a golden dove. Has it ever happened to anybody? It's happened to me. And I want to tell you, Rabbi Isai, it's happened to every single one of us. Because, we're raising money for our neighbor that lives literally 10 feet away from here. He hasn't had children for over 20 years. We're building a mikveh for his chus. When we have a child, or in my case, a grandchild, that's our golden dove. When we do a good business deal, we flip a house, make some money. It's our seichel? No. That's our golden dove. Your daughter gets engaged. Golden dove. Rabbi Chana was on a schos. He saw the golden dove right there and then. We just have to open up our eyes. The golden dove is right here. We just have to open up our eyes. It's good, what? Stark. The golden dove. That's why it's such a big part of the shir. Everybody, we have good news. Hi, Belly, when you're in the U.S., consider this your invitation to fly in the MDY jet. I guess he has a jet. Golden dove. The flying dove. The flying golden dove. I think I said this in the Hebrew shir, but we were talking about Kol Nediv Leiv. I remembered my mechutan came to Malka's father, came to visit a few days ago, and I remembered that by the Ufruf, I got an aliyah, and I said matana, but I never gave the shalom matana. So I said, do me a favor, take this, because if you promise, you promise. So he sent me the receipt here. I wasn't sure if he pocketed it or not. One last one, we'll do this. Good morning, Rabbi. Very good. You know that from today until the Siyum Shas is exactly 2 years. 2 years to the Siyum Shas. We've been here for 5.5 years in this room. 5.5 years ago we moved into here. Anonymous, Hatzlacha, the Masechta, Hatzlacha, bruchnius, begashmius. The monthly sponsor leadership is Chai ben Moshe leadership is Chai bas Yosef. Parnasa Birevach for Baruch Tzvi Nissim ben Shoshana Leah. ActualEyes in honor of David, Merkin of Eastern Union and all the Silver Spring daffers. Eli Dyckman for the Refuah sheleimah of teinok ben Rivka. Weekly sponsors anonymous. Hatínok Adir Rונן ben ילנה Sara בזכות החזקת לומדי הדף יזכמר רפואה sheleimah מן הקדוש Baruch amen. Eli Refuah sheleimah for Moshe ben Nitza, his father. Lakewood Central, Jersey, MDY family. Leah Habacher. David Yitzchak, handler of Shalom ben Yabad L'chaim Toivim. Moshe, son of our dear friend and fellow Lakewood MDYer. And Linishmas Habacher, Chamzel Garia Burl, Shalom, and Habacher, Fal Fam, Allah Hashalom. First of all, I have to say tremendous Shalom Aleichem to Rabbi Zalman Twersky from Chicago. Shkoyach, a very, very tired chaver. He gave me something that you can't really give to another person, but he gave it to me. First of all, he gave me like a 20-year-old bottle that he's holding in his house. And when you have a bottle for so long, so he gave it. But much more important than that, there's very few of them. And for a Lubavitcher, it's to the highest thing. He gave me $1 that he received from the Rebbe. Wow. So, Ishkoyach. Why do you think the shiur so much? And I have a rough time when I'm in Chicago. You know my struggles in Chicago, and he comes and he's the face of the shiur. So Yishkoyach Reb Zalman. I saw we have some. Shalom Aleichem. What's your names over there? The two. What's your last name? Mentor. You're from Florida. No, he's from Florida. Who's from Florida? Shalom Aleichem. I heard. I don't know you, but I heard that you're very active on the retention groups over there.
Yeah,
MS.
I was told to
make a whole matzav here.
No, just shout them out. Give a Florida retention.
Okay, we got a shout out for Florida retention. How's it going? How many guys do you have? You have a minion?
Yeah. I don't quote me, but I think around 50.
5-0. Wow, that's very nice. Florida's great. Okay, Shkoyach for what you do. And you're the father. So where do you live?
Moshe Aron Miriam Landy. I work at the yeshiva there. We met once.
Oh.
I'm the substance abuse counselor.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I had an issue, so I came to you. So what? You came to my house that time? Yeah. You were in my house. Very nice. Okay, so now I remember. Shkoyach. Who else? We have any other guests? Any chashuv guests here? Oh, that's a chashuv guest.
Dansky, Manchester.
Ben Zion? Dansky from Manchester. Shalom Aleichem. Shkoyach for coming. Wow. Manchester representing. Okay, Art of the Month. That's what we're holding. MDY Kids. Zchus for official Chanan, Akiva, Rivki, Mrs. Stefansky. Art of the Month for sheleimah for Yonatan Eitan Ben Bashev Bracha, for Zchus for Rebellion, the whole MDY staff to continue to make Torah and joy for so many. In honor of Yossi Klein and Baruch for all the work they do. Boys, I got to tell you, I wasn't sure if I should say or not say, but I'm going to take out some details, and I can tell you this. For me, it's a gewaldige hashgacha pratis. Yesterday, in the morning, I was supposed to have a certain meeting, and the guy showed up late. We're doing construction in our house. He showed up late and ate up half of my morning seder. So I didn't get to do Amud Beis when I like to learn before, and then I learn with my chavrusa. So I didn't get to do Amud Beis. I show up here, and he starts saying, what bread has a t'nai and a shvun a t'nai, but if you have the t'nai, so it goes on the second one. The second one is a shaygi, but the first one is amazing. Okay, fine. So I'll learn it later. Kitzer, I had another meeting. I never had so many meetings, ever. I don't know what I did. I forgot about all these meetings. This guy shows up late again, and it goes, so I said, okay, I have to chop it right in a little nap. So I go to sleep. 45 minutes later, my wife wakes me up. She says, no, I'm fixed, and some other guy are here. You have a meeting with them. So, fine. So I get and they sit in my house for quite a bit of time, and it's already much later than I usually start. So I start learning, and then I get a text message from a certain individual saying that they're here in Bet Shemesh, and they'd like me to come meet them. And this was an inyan of Shalom. Shalom bin al chaverei. a real, true Shalom Elam Chaver, people that I haven't spoken in many years. And I'm looking at myself, I said, I didn't prepare yet. I mamish didn't prepare. But I got to do this. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity. So I spoke to the Rebbeinu Shalom. I said, Rebbeinu Shalom, I don't know what's flying here. I didn't look at Amud Beis yet. It seemed a little bit confusing. I'm sure I could, wing it, but I got to go to this thing. You're going to have to give shir today. Fine. That was my thing. And I go to this place. And at the place, my brother-in-law was there. He's a big Talmud Chacham, Rabbi leader, learned by him for a bunch of years. He's a big Baal Kishrin. And he says, did you see today's daf? I said, yeah. He said, it's very confusing on Amud Beis, no? I'm like, what are you talking about? He says, what, you didn't see it yet? He says, you have to give shir in like an hour. I was like, yeah, but I got to be here. And he starts telling me, no, it's not a big deal. It's just this, that, and that. And so I'm like, belachatz the whole time. And then I apologized to everybody over there. I said, listen, it's been nice. I got to go. And I left my wife there. And I run home. And I'm like, just the pressure. Anyway, to make a long story short, after shir, you can't make this stuff up. Benny was here. After shir, this kid, Aaron Kovner, comes over to me. He says, that was probably the best shir I ever heard. It was so klar. It was so easy. It was so, two people came over me to say that. And I'm thinking to myself, this is going to be the worst shir ever. The worst. Bemis. It was like and I said, I have to give shir. And the first time I was considering pushing off the shir by an hour. I had to do what I had to do. Baruch Hu, like, he gave Yoshi some ideas, and I was just going by the.
All right. Amud Beis in months. That's what you're worried about.
No, today we're going to finish Beis Hashem. We're going to finish everything. Amud Beis, everything. We're going to catch up. This is it, right here. All right. So let me ask you some questions. Rabbi Isai, we learned in the Mishnah. Let's just start the Mishnah. I'm going to ask you a bunch of riddles here. The first line in the Mishnah. We're not going to do the whole Mishnah. Shevuos sheloi oichal kikar zu, Shevuos sheloi oichlena, Shevuos sheloi oichlena v'achala. A person makes 3 Shevuos on 1 loaf of bread that he's not going to eat it, and chayev ela achas. He's only chayev 1 Shevuah. Why? Because once he makes 1 Shevuah that I'm not going to eat this loaf of bread, then you cannot make another Shevuah on it. It's already usher. So what are you adding another Shevuah? It's already usher. You can't add another isser on the isser. Here goes the riddles. You ready? What if I make a Shevuah that I didn't eat bread? Not that I'm not going to eat bread. I make a Shevuah I didn't eat bread, and 2 minutes later I say, and I'm going to make a Shevuah that I didn't eat bread. And then I make another Shevuah that I didn't eat bread. How many Shevuahs are you chayiv? 1 or 3? What? Anybody want to take a guess again? If I say I'm not going to eat bread, and then I say I'm not going to eat bread, and I say I'm not going to eat bread, it's nothing. You can't add. And what if I say I didn't eat bread? I didn't eat bread. I didn't eat bread. How many are you chayiv? Who says 3? Who says 1? Any ones? We have any ones? 1. What?
It's probably 3, but it feels like a 1.
Feels like a 1. Okay, so the answer is it's 3. It's 3 because every single time that you say it, you're lying again and again and again. The first case is different, that you didn't add anything. The second case, when you say I didn't eat, it's done. Okay, next case. A person swears he's not going to eat 9 apples. And then he swears that he's not going to eat 10 apples. And he goes ahead and he eats 10 apples. Is he chayiv anything additional because he made a second Shevuah? Say Moshe. The answer is no. He's not Moshe anything because by the time you get to 10, you're already over on 9. He already said, I'm not going to eat 9, so 10 is definitely asur. 11 is definitely asur. So when he said 10, it's nothing. So let me ask you, Fakert, what if he made a Shevuah that he's not going to eat 10 apples, and then he made a Shevuah that he's not going to eat 9 apples? Is he chayiv more, or it's the same thing? Mushba v'aymed. So you're wrong again. Over here, he said 10. So you only chayiv when you get to 10, and when he makes another Shevuah that he won't eat 9, so now he's chayiv even before. So he added, the second Shevuah added, that he's chayiv before. We just did that much of Gemara of Amud Beis, 10 lines of Amud Beis, And exactly how you got confused, that's how one brother, Efa, confused his other brother, Avimi. He was confused. He kept on saying, no, yes, no, but Kitzer, Mamish, so we just did a whole sugya. So now we don't even have to do Amud Beis so much. It's half of Amud Beis. Says the Gemara. In the Mishnah it says, why does it say in the Mishnah two different types of words? This is different wording. No, I didn't. I just said the Mishnah now. Didn't we say the Mishnah yesterday? No. Oh, we didn't learn the Mishnah. Okay. I thought we learned it yesterday. He swore 3 times on the same loaf of bread. So now we could look at the lashon. But the Mishnah uses different lashon. And then the Mishnah switches Shevuos lo yechlena. It should have said Shevuos lo yochal, Shevuos lo yochal, Shevuos lo yochal 3 times. That's the Gemara's question. Or it should say Shevuos lo yechlena, Shelo yechlena, Shelo yechlena. Why does it mix it up? Shelo yochal, Shelo yechlena, which means the same thing basically, we think, but different wording. Says the Mishnah, you only chayav one. Why? Very simple, because once you made a shvuah, I'm not going to eat this bread is usher to you. Now you cannot add any more yisurim to that. Zuhi, Shvuas Bituy. This is what we call Shvuas Bituy, something similar to this and everything else that we learned up until now. If you do it on purpose, very important to remember this for today. Sometimes chayiv means you're chayiv malchus, if you do it on purpose. Baal shigigasa, sometimes chayiv means you're chayiv a carbon if you do it by accident. Baal shigigasa carbon, oil be Shvuas Shav. There's something else called the Shvuas Shav. There's Shvuas Bituy and the Shvuas Shav. Here. V'leisavu b'shmila shaker. The Shvuas, where's Shvuas Shav? The famous pasuk in the. Oh, it's not here. Leisisa Hashem Hashem Elokecha l'shav. It's in the Aseres Dibros. Chayav v'mazdoina makois v'ashigigasa patur. You're not chayav a carbon oil v'yored for a Shvuas Shav. Only chayav malchus if you do it on purpose. Says Gemara, Lomali lemisni Shevuos lo yochal, Shevuos lo yechlena. Why is it a different language? Hakomashmalon. So the Gemara says like this, Gishmak, check this out. Oh! Oichal means I won't eat any of it, even one kizayis. Oichlena means I'm not going to devour the entire thing. Yeah? Again. Oichlena is the whole thing, Oichal is kizayis. So it makes a huge difference. It's because he said, I'm not going to eat a kazayis first. So he's over immediately. Once he starts eating this piece of bread and he ate a kazayis, he's over. The fact that he added, I'm not going to eat the entire bread, didn't add a thing. But if the opposite is true, if he said, I'm not going to eat a whole bread, he's only chayiv when he eats 2 pounds of bread, and not chayiv if he eats 1 pound of bread. So now that he added the second shvuah, shelo yochal, that I won't even eat a small amount, the second shvuah does have a place to take effect. He would be chayiv too, because the first shvuah only makes him chayiv when he eats the entire thing. The second shvuah makes him chayiv even when he eats a small piece. So the second shvuah would be chayiv, he'd be chayiv twice. The entire thing, because he's already, the first shvuah does the entire job. So he didn't add anything with the second shvuah, that's why he's chayiv 1. But if he starts off the reverse, that he's not going to eat the entire thing. And then he says, I won't eat a small part. Then he would be chayiv too. Like Rava says. Rava says mefurish. When you use the lashon oichal, it means a kazayis. As soon as you get to the kazayis, you're chayiv right away. If a person says, I won't eat the entire thing, and then he's only chayiv when he eats the entire thing. Says the Mishnah, ask the Gemara, why do I need 3? I get the idea. The idea is if you say 2 shvuos, it's like 1 shvuah. So if you say 25 shvuos, it's like 1 shvuah. 27 shvuos is like 1. So why does the Mishnah keep on repeating itself? 3. What do I gain by that? Hasu lamali. Hakamashmalon chiyuvu deleke hashvuah ikka. I want to tell you more dik chiddush. If I would have just said 2 cases, so you understand that the second one doesn't apply once there's a first shvuah. I want to tell you more than that. I want to tell you, in fact, all the shvuos that you say apply themselves somewhat. They lay dormant. They sit there waiting. They don't apply themselves to you right now. You're right, you don't have to bring a carbon for 3, only for 1. But they didn't go to waste. L'may nafkimina? What happens if you get the first one annulled? The first one goes pfeifen. Then the second one pops up and says, "Here, I'm here. You made another Shevuos. You got to go to the rabbi again." And let's say I get 2 of them annulled, so the third one pops up. They lay dormant. That's the chiddush, that they lay dormant. Okay, that's a nice fancy lashon. Chazer v'neir. It wakes up, literally lays there doing nothing, and then when it's needed, it comes. It's not in vain. It's not stam. It's there. If it finds a little space to appear and show its Shevuos self, chayla, that it'll come. It'll be chal. And what's the nafkamina? Look at the rabbi. Like Rabbi says, if a person goes to the rabbi and he says, "I didn't really mean to do Shevuah," and the rabbi asks him different questions, and he says, "You know what? I'm annulling your Shevuah retroactively." But he only said that on the first one. He forgot that he made 3 Shevuos. Also, then the second one could rear its ugly Shevuah face and get you. Oh, I have a Givaldik Araya. But a lot of times, well, many times, or all times, the Gemara says Leah. Leah means maybe I have a raya for you. So that means it's not a raya. Maybe it's a raya. What's the raya? Misha another shtein zeros. A person says, "I'm going to abstain from all grape products. I'm not going to drink wine, even if it's a 20-year-old bottle. I'm not going to take a haircut. I'm not going to go to any funerals." So stam naziros, how long? Shloshim yom. A person doesn't say how many days he wants to be a nazir. He could be like Turjuman in this picture over here. Then these nazir shimshon, that's for life. But if he says he's a regular nazir, that lasts only for 30 days. So a guy accepted upon himself 2 naziros. 2 naziros. He said, "I want to be a nazir twice." So how long is he going to be a nazir for? 60 days. Now, at the end of each term, let's say a person is a nazir for 30 days. At the end of the term, he has to go to the Beis Hamikdash, and there's a whole long process. I'll show it to you soon. He has to bring a chatas and a shlamim and a this, and he has to shave his head. We'll see it all, and burn his hair under the pot of the shlamim, and then be makri the tenufa up down. A guy who has 2 terms of nazirus. How many times does he have to bring korbanos? Does he bring it all the way at the end of 60, or at the end of 30 and at the end of 60? What do you guys say?
Every 30.
Every 30 you say. Anybody argue with him? Machloikis. Anybody argue with that? Hillel didn't say machloikis, the lechor is not a machloikis. You got to ask him. He's right. It's not a machloikis. He's right. It's one of those new. So at the end of 60, Lemaisa, he's finished the nazirs after 60. Let him bring korbanos. No. Every 30 days he has to bring korbanos. So, a guy, he counted the 30 days and then he brought his korbanos. He didn't bring it to the basement. He put it on the side. He said, "Hey, I'm bringing korbanos." And then he goes to the Rav and he gets a heter out of it, out of the first one. Listen to this chiddush. Also, the second nazirus lays dormant, so to speak. Here, it's a raya. If you get rid of the first one, then the second one jumps in and takes over, and all the korbanos you brought for the first one actually go for the second one. You don't have to do anything. Now you don't have to be a nazir anymore. You were a nazir for 30 days, so that will apply itself to the second nazirus. The first nazirus, you got to head from the rabbi to get out of it. So you don't need to do a first nazirus. So here you have the same thing. You have 2 Shevuos. You got rid of the first Shevuah. Second Shevuah steps in. Over here you got rid of 1 nazirus. So the second nazirus steps in.
Only after the 30 days? Meaning even if
whenever, let's say you got a heter in the middle of the 30 days, so it's, whatever you did, it goes for the second.
Shua was only that I'll start a second nazirus after 30 days. I'm wondering if it cuts in at day 15 when you initial Shoshana, or if you have.
I don't see why you have to wait. It says you're going to do 2 nazirus. Now the first one is this. So this is instead of. It's instead of. What do you mean? Here you see that day 1 counted for day 1 of the second nazirus. So what's the difference when you start? Says the Gemara. Not a good raya. No matter what, the second nazirus is going to, it's not dormant. It's not similar to a Shevuah. Shevuah literally lays dormant, doesn't do anything. This second nazirus is going to happen whether you like it or not. He's going to have to do the second nazirus. Let's say he didn't go to the Rav, he did 30 days. He has to start doing the second one. So the second one is not laying dormant. The second one is very, very live and well. If you didn't go to the Rav, you have to do the second one. So Mamela, the second one is there and alive. So we don't see this idea of something laying dormant. But over here, when you made the first Shevuah, the second Shevuah has 0. Doesn't apply to the at all. If you swore you're not going to eat this donut, you're on a diet, I swear I'm not going to eat this donut. And you ate it, but if you left over one small amount of a kazayis, of an olive's worth, for that amount, you could even go to the rabbi and say, listen, I didn't really mean to swear on a donut, I didn't realize how good they are, blah, blah, blah. And they'll say, okay, you're out of it. But if you finish the entire donut, why? You're already over on the Shevuah. How can you get out of it? You can't do an Aveira and then go to the Rav and say, hey, take me out of the Aveira. You already finished the whole donut. You're already over on the Shevuah. What in the world happened there? Huh?
Was the case where he's also the whole kiko or just?
Yeah. Oh. That's exactly the Gemara's kasha. What happened here? We need to understand. If he said, I'm not going to eat a small amount of kazayis, right? What is the difference between oichal and lo oichal? Remember this picture over here. Oichal means I won't eat a small amount. Achleno means I won't eat the entire thing. So we have to understand what happened there. I won't eat a small amount. What do you mean? How can you go to the Rav? As soon as you ate a small kazayis, boom, the shvu is chal, you're over. And if you said I won't eat the entire piece of bread, ma'ir kazayis, the entire donut, the entire bread. So what if you even without leaving a kazayis, afilu kol shunami, even if you left one crumb on the floor, it's not a Shevuah. You could go, why do you need a kazayis? Why do you have to need a kazayis? It said, I'll eat the entire thing. I'll give you a Murder Gemaisa, a famous story, a true story, where an Arab told his wife, he was really upset. He said, if I finish this cookie and you don't prepare my cup of coffee, you're divorced. Now by Arabs, saying it divorces. You don't need to write again. You just say it, tla, tla, tala, 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 whatever the man.
Get out of my house.
Okay, so he said it 3 times. Whatever the story is. And of course, she didn't prepare the coffee quick enough and he finished the cookie. And then he had charata. He's like, what do I do now? So he runs to the mufti. And the mufti says, I don't know what to tell you. You're done. She's divorced. Now, to bring her back, now you have to do 7 cows and sheep and goats and the whole zach. So the mufti said, you know what? Go to the rabbi. His name was Reb Chaim Mavi, something like that, in Syria. A real story. It's a true story. So he goes to the Rav. And the Rav says, let me ask you, what kind of cookie was it? What kind of cookie? He says, it was a cookie. It was like this. He says, okay, listen, I'm sure if you ate that cookie, some crumb fell on the floor. So Mela, you didn't eat the whole cookie. You said, I'm going to eat the whole cookie. You have to go back to the house and look for those crumbs. Until you finish those crumbs, she's not divorced because you didn't finish the whole cookie. Meanwhile, tell her to make you a cup of coffee, and she'll make you a cup of coffee. We have a seat over here. And this Arab was so excited that 9 months later became a ger. And no, that's not part of the story.
And he opened up Ugiyot Abadi.
Weiter. Says the Gemara. Now, so we had a question. Did he swear he's not going to eat the entire thing? Did he swear that he's only going to eat? He's not going to eat some of it. Either way, what's this kazayis doing here? So says the Gemara, you know what? I could answer you any way you want. It's not such a good kasha. I could answer you both cases. He said, I'm not going to even eat a small kazayis. Or I'll tell you an answer. He said, I'm not going to eat the entire thing. He said, I'm not going to eat even a kazayis. Yet, he could still go to the Rav and ask, think about it. When a person makes a shvuah and he says, I'm not going to eat a small amount, every small amount that he eats, he's over. Every small amount. So, even the last kazayis that's left over, it's also for him to eat. So he could go to the Rav and say, listen, this last kazayis I didn't mean to eat. I didn't mean to make a shvuah on it. And the Rav, forget what he ate. The Rav could look at this kazayis and say, okay, this kazayis is mutter for you to eat. The Rav could annul it. Oh, once he annuls that last kazayis, then retroactively the whole thing becomes annulled. You can't just say this kazayis is mutter, then the whole thing became mutter. Boof. That's why you need a kazayis. Another pshat. No, he said he's not going to eat the entire bread. But if he only left over a small crumb, you can't go to the Rav on a small crumb. It doesn't work on a small crumb. Hey Rav, could you annul my neder I did on it's microscopic crumb? No, you need something raw. You need something chashuv like a kazayis. It's not the reason why you're right. You weren't over until you eat the entire thing, but you can't get it annulled completely until. So there's a machlokes in Rishonim exactly what it means here. But okay, let's go weiter. Does it mean that he's over the whole thing, or that he can't go to Rav? Fine. Meisvei. I have a kasha, and we just learned it today. We should understand a person said he's going to be a nazir, he's not going to drink wine, but he didn't explain how long. But he said two terms. So 2 terms means 60 days, 30 plus 30. He did 30 days, he didn't take a haircut for 30 days. And like Ari told me, he says, you always ask, what happens if you find out you're a guy? What do you do? He says, I would shave during Sphira. Some people it really bothers them. 30 days without shaving. Then he went to the Rav and he said, I didn't want to do the Nazirs, the first one. Also, so what do you see over here? 0, you hear Rabbi say 0 was left over from the first term. He did 30 days. It's like literally like finishing the whole thing, like there's nothing left over. And it says, also even though the first term is completely out of this world, I could go to the rabbi and annul what I already did and it's gone, and have the second one be instead of it. Says Gemara, since the guy didn't bring his karbanos yet to the Beis Hamikdash, he's not done with the first term. It's as if the first term is still there. As the Gemara of Atanya Kippur, it's a nice try, but it says Mefurish in the Brayso, he did bring his karbanos. Oh, okay, you know what? B'shalei gilach. Let me just show you real quickly. So this is some of the process, this is in the olden days, so technology got a little bit better since then. You shech the shlamim and you put it in the shlamim pot, and then the nazir shaves his head with a razor blade, and you take the hair. I'm scared to click it. He takes the hair and he puts it under the shlamim pot. That's what he does. Then he goes and he shechs the chatos. Then he has to cook the chatos. Then he has to be makriv doila. So there's 3 karbanos. Then he does tenufa. Okay, that's not important. Fine, it's a whole thing. Yeah. Says the Gemara, he missed one of the steps. He didn't shave his head. So maybe he didn't shave his head. He didn't shave. Then he's still part of the Naziris. The Naziris is still here. It's not. It's like he left a kazayis, left out of the bread. It's still there. It goes like Rebbe Lezer that says that if you don't shave your head, you weren't mekayim the Naziris. So you're still there. Says the Gemara, well, nice try again. Vatanya Gila, there's another right that says Mefurish that he did shave. Rav Ashi, Nazirus Karamis. He asked me a question from Nazirus. Mi goram l'shniyah shalei tachel. Rishoina. If you don't go to the Rav, so what happened? The first one took place, not the second one. So now that you annul the first one, ve'ena, it's not here anymore. So basically what he's saying is that the second one was there. It's working. And memela, it's very different than bread not being there at all. The second one is always in the background. Ameimar says, no, we're talking about he ate the entire bread. But there's something else missing here. Either he did it by mistake, and the person who swears and breaks a Shevuos by mistake has to bring a carbon, so he's still part of it. So what if the bread is not here? It's much like Naziros still didn't cut his hair. So something's missing. And if he did it on purpose, he has to get malchus, and therefore it's as if it's still here. But once you tie this guy on a beam, that's it. It's all over. Why? Because here is a guy tied to the beam. Take a look at this. If they're giving him malchus, they bend him over and he runs away. Potter. Why is he potter? Anybody remember? Last night one guy remembered. Why is he potter? Wow, the Americans are doing better. You got the bushes. He said the pasuk, V'nikla achicha leinecha. It says in the pasuk that you hit him to give him bushes, to embarrass him. You don't have it's tremendous bushes when you're tied to a beam, especially when you have to run down a flight of stairs and they're running after you and trying to get you. What?
So nice we hear
If they whatever, imagine a Rosh Hashiva, the long beard and this whole frock, and he's running like a baby. It's a busha. What? Yeah. We said if he goes to the bathroom and he had an accident, exactly. Viloihi. Says Gemara, no, you missed one step. Pasam rats, hachalei rats. Kafsu is not enough. Tying to a beam is bushas, but not enough bushes. You got to run. The running is the big part of the busha also. Says the Gemara. Omerava. So let's just a little akdama over here. The whole sugya is basically two cases, and there's a couple of very simple rules. First rule is, here I'll show you the rules. Rule number one is that when you're making the Shevuah, you need to know you're making a Shevuah. What if you don't know you're making a Shevuah? By mistake, you made the Shevuah. You didn't know what you were doing. That's not a Shevuah. It's gone. So if there is a shoygig on the first part of your Shevuah, throw it out the window. Toss it. Nothing happened. Why? It says in the pasuk, the famous pasuk that we spoke about a lot, lahara, lehetiv, good, bad, l'chol hashiva, ha'adam b'shvuah. You have to be a human being. A guy that doesn't know it's flying, he's sleeping, he's drunk, he's not aware. That's not adam. Adam means you have awareness. Okay, so rule number one is that you have to know. So if there's a shoygig, any case that starts with the shoygig, Rabbi say, toss. Now, if we are talking about two loaves of bread, one is the one that I'm saying, this is what we're going to talk about is a case as follows. One bread, I say, I'm not allowed to eat this bread if I eat this donut. If I eat the second bread. The second bread is not the isser, the first bread is the isser. The second bread is a condition. There's a condition and there's an isser. There's a t'nai and there's an isser. Yeah? Two breads. Let's think about it for a second. I have two breads. Bread A is what's usher if I eat the donut, if I eat the second one. What happens when I eat the first one right now? Did I do an isser? Zero isser? Not even a Rabbanan? Not even maybe you shouldn't because you might do the t'nai? Zero isser, you're all right. Zero isser. So, and what do I get punished on? What do I get punished for? I only get punished for eating the isser. I don't get punished for eating a condition. There's nothing wrong with eating a condition. Here, Rabbi Yisrael Meir.
For the kind that's not after, is the isser retroactive?
Oh, that's what we're going to be talking about right now. That's the whole sugya. If I do eat the t'nai, do I get punished for the first guy retroactive? That's what we're talking about basically. But I could take these two cases and make 8 cases out of it. Okay? Now, when does the clock start ticking? When does the clock start ticking? When I articulate it, when I say, this is usher and this is my condition, or when I eat one of the breads? When I eat one of the breads. That's when the clock starts ticking. Now, that's when we'll see. I'll just hold it in your head for a second. So here we go. Rabbi said we have one bread that's a t'nai, one bread's a isser. The t'nai is the condition. There's no isser on that bread. But if I eat that bread, then I cannot eat the isser bread. So what happens if in step one, the guy eats the conditioned bread by mistake? That's the key word, by mistake. He wasn't paying attention that this has anything to do with something that he swore about. So what do we say? Shoygig automatically tosses it out. And then he ate the isser bread on purpose. It doesn't matter. There is no shvuah, so he's potter. What if it's the reverse? He ate the t'nai on purpose. So now he lights up the isser. Now if he eats the isser, he's in big trouble. But then he ate the isser by mistake. now mistake does apply because the Shevuah is in effect already. When you start the Shevuah off, you can't be b'shoigig. But once the Shevuah applies itself, because he did it, b'mezid, he ate it b'mezid, he said, okay, now it starts. Now he's not allowed to eat the Isser. He went ahead and he ate the Isser. What happens to him, Rabbi Yisai? He's chayiv. What is he chayiv? What is he chayiv? Nobody did. But very good. He did it by mistake. So what is he chayiv? No, carbon oil of yared. He did it by mistake. Had he done it on purpose, then he would get malchus. The second one, look at his shirt. It says shoigig on it. The second one, when he ate the Isser, what's also for him to eat, he did by mistake. So he did by mistake. He's chayiv what? A carbon oil of yared. That's when you bring a carbon by mistake. Let's say he did the second one on purpose. Chayiv malchus. Let's see inside. Here's the first case. Here's the first case. He started with a shoigig and then went to amazed. Same case. He ate the Tanai first, ate the Isser second. There's no malchus there because he started off b'shoigig. There's no Shevuah at all. Zero Shevuah in this case. Let's see inside. Huh?
Let the Rebbe Shalom do still more often.
Yeah, the Rebbe Shalom does a better job than me, but 1,000%. No, I can't explain it. It's too hard to explain. The lachatz, the pressure. When you were sitting in my house, and I told the guy I'm going to meet him, so I got to meet him, but 6 o'clock, at 6 o'clock, I'm way, way ahead of this. No, and then I go and I was this close of saying I'm not going to do it. I can't. Shir comes first, which is true, but it was a once in a lifetime opportunity. It was one time they said, they reached out, they were here in Bet Shemesh, let's do it. Huh? Yeah. There's 100% shalom.
Both of them?
What?
Let's say he was a shaita for a few seconds by either of them.
Okay, Aryeh, it's a great question. We have so much confusion here. Don't add one drop of confusion. Omar Rava, you hear just the lashon is kind of interesting. I won't eat this bread if I eat this bread. There's one bread that's the isser, and the one bread is a condition. And he ate the t'nai, he ate the condition first. Over here you see it. The one on the right is the condition. He ate the condition first. B'shoigeg, he didn't know. So once we say the word shoigeg in the beginning, toss it. I don't care what he did afterwards. He could eat the second bread on purpose. Potter, there's zero Shevuah. What about the reverse? The same case but reverse. Rishoina, the condition, b'mezid. So once he does b'mezid, what happens? The Isser, the whole Shevuah starts. It's a beautiful Shevuah. He had it on purpose. He knew, if I eat this bread, there's a condition, there's a Shevuah. Boom, goes. But then once he got to the Isser, he forgot about it. Chayav, now he's chayav a carbon. Great story. Shteim b'shoigeg. This is a no-brainer. We said if the first is the shoigeg, then there's no Shevuah. So both of them are shoigeg. No Shevuah. So what's the halacha? Potter. Daf Yomi Beis. Shteim b'mezid. Oh, he ate the condition on purpose. So now what happens? He activates this or becomes this. But then he went ahead and he ate the second one. B'mezid, not b'shoigeg. So he's chayiv. What is he chayiv now, Rabbi Yisai? Malchus. Shteim b'mezid. Achli l'tnoi. V'hoder achli li'surei. If he ate the condition first. And then afterwards he ate the other one that's a perfect Shevuah, but he did it on purpose, so now he doesn't bring a carbon because it's on purpose. He gets malchus. Achli li'surei v'hoder achli l'tnoi. What happens? No, not this. Oh, yeah, this one. He ate first the Isser. You see, the bread switched positions. Now the Isser bread is on the right, and he ate that first on purpose. Now, that's what you asked before, can you retroactively be mechayiv when he eats the condition? And the answer is, look to the Rabbi Yochanan of Rish Lakish. This has everything to do with Asra Safek. Think about it. It's unbelievable. When I see somebody about to kill someone, I tell him, if you kill him, you're chayiv misa. So there's no doubt, if he kills him, he did something bad. He killed somebody. He killed a human being. He's chayiv misa. Over here, if I tell the guy, if you eat that bread, on the right, that's the Isser bread. You will get Malchus. Is that true? No. All you here in this room told me that he's allowed to eat that bread. He's allowed to eat it. And I asked you, is there any Isser D'Rabbana maybe he shouldn't eat it because he might come to eat the condition? You all told me no. When I asked you that question, he did 0 Isser. Just if he eats the condition, which he might not, and he might yes, and I don't know what day, then retroactively he did something wrong. That's called a Surah Suffolk. I warned him and I told him he's going to get Malchus what if? I have to know specifically. When he eats that bread, is he going to get Malchus? Yes or no? Tell me. I don't know. It's only if he eats the condition. If I shoot that guy, am I going to get the death penalty? Yes. There's no question. You shoot him, you kill him, you get a death penalty. Over here, you eat this entire bread. Are you going to get Malchus? Depends. Well, depends is a machloikis if I could give a guy hasra. That's a machloikis between Rabbi Yochanan and Rish Lakish. Rabbi Yochanan says I could give a guy hasra depending. Oh, it's possible yes, it's possible not. It's possible that in 6 months from now you'll eat the conditioned bread, you'll take it out of the freezer, defrost and eat it, and then retroactively chayiv. And it's possible you'll never take it out of the freezer. So hasra safek, shma hasra chayiv. L'man do'amar lashma hasra, according to Rish Lakish, that it's not a good hasra, potter. Oh, here, this is what my brother was talking about. Now, check out what happens here. Not this. This. Now, all we're doing is we're just adding all the components together. Each bread is a aser. I won't eat this bread, and it's also the condition for the second one. The second bread is aser for me to eat this, but it's also if I eat it, then the first one becomes. Okay, just to confuse. That's what he's telling me. This is the case that he's like, what? You didn't do this case? It's not that bad, Rabbi says. It's not that bad. Especially with Yoshi, with the Rebbeinu Shalom. I will not eat the second bread if I eat the first bread. Each one is a condition to the second one, but each one by itself is awesome. Check this out. He ate the first bread on purpose, knowing that this is an Isser bread. But on the condition part, he didn't know. Yeah? The Isser part he knew, and he did it on purpose. The T'nai part he didn't know. The Isser part he knew. He didn't realize that it's a condition for his friend. Potter. Why is he potter on both? Because the second one, he completely forgot. When he ate the first one, he forgot that it's a condition for the second one. So forgetting for the second one, then this is not a Shevuah at all. But on the first one, you can't give him, he's not a shoygig because he ate it on purpose. Look at the top right corner, the top thing. What does it say? He did it on purpose. So he doesn't bring a carbon for doing it on purpose. And he was allowed to eat it then, anyway. So what are you going to give him so he's potter on that too? Hold on. No sponsors in the middle, the Zadin, Shoygig. Yeah. No. The first one is not a Shoygig. The second one is not a Shoygig. It was...
Tanai on both is Shoygig. That's why it's potter on both.
No. I don't think so. Because he. The second one. I understand, but I believe that's not true. There's a shogig and there's a. You don't use the shogig twice here, only once. Doik v'tishkach says the Gemara. Shteim b'shogig potter. Where am I? Zu b'shigis atzma. Oh, now the case is just reversed. Let's just make it fun. What did he do here? Okay, yeah, but they're both potter. If the Isser part of the bread he did by mistake, and the T'nai part he did on purpose on both breads, and then we're done. This is the last case for everybody. Zu b'shigis atzma. The Isser of eating this bread he forgot, but he realized that it's a condition for the other one. chayav. Now, what does it mean, chayav? The second one. This is very important because it's impossible. We start off, look, Isser, he did by mistake. As soon as you start off by mistake, then it's not a Shevuah. So the word chayav means over here on the second one. Why? Because he ate the first one on purpose, so the Shevuah goes into effect. What? It activated it. Oh, it activated it here. I don't know if there's there's electric here, and I don't know what he did here exactly. And then he ate it by mistake. Oh, that's a carbon oil. That's a typical case that we're talking about. That when he made the Shevuah, he was aware, so it's amazing. He was aware and it activated, and then he ate it. But if he did both of them, sorry, where am I? Is that where I'm holding? Yes. Ashniya mechayev. Then he's chayev. For the second one, he's chayev malchus. Arishayna, and then we go back to the other thing. Arishayna on the first one, plukta the Rabbi Yochanan Rabbi Shlakish. Whether or not there's a asra suffix. I might have skipped some words there. No. Okay. Omer Mari Afanana Mitanino. I have a great raya for you. I don't know if we're garish this. I forgot to look at the side over here. But let's just be garish. Arba Nadar Mitiru Chachamim. There's a nice parentheses. I don't know why. There's 4 nidarim. Nidrei zeruzin. A person makes a neder to make himself go quicker, to do something. Nidrei havai stam shtusim. What we care about is this word. Nidrei shgagos. A neder by accident. Nidrei anasa. Nidrei shgagos kaitza. What does it mean? You did it by accident. Koinem memochaltim v'im shasisi. I'm making this item right over here like a carbon if I ate and if I drink. And he didn't know. V'niskar she'ochav v'shasa. Afterwards, he realized, why did I do that? I did eat. I pushed it. Some people don't remember the famous story with the Chassam Sofer. He wasn't sure if he ate the cookie. I don't know exactly how it goes. The Gabbai used to give him a cookie, but the Gabbai had a shtickle taivas. The Gabbai ate the cookie, a piece of cake. So they asked him, he said something to the effect, I don't remember who asked who, but he said, listen, I don't remember if I ate the cake, but I do remember that I did not bench. That's for sure. Like the benching part, some people remember if they ate or not. V'niskar, afterwards he remembered Shochav Shasa. Or Sheni Yoichel Sheni Shoyse, I won't eat, I won't drink in the future. Shochav V'ochav Shasa, and he forgot and he drank. Mutter. Why? V'tonei Allah, Kashem Sheni Zrich Gogos Mutarim. Over here is a concept of this shoygig, this idea that we're talking about. That once you start off the Shevuah by a mistake, he had no awareness that he already ate, then the Shevuah doesn't apply itself at all. Mutarim. Kashvush Gogos Mutarim. The whole Shevuah is mutter. Should we try to do this little piece here? Sure. Why not? Yeah. So it says in the Gemara like this. Eifa Tani Shevuos Bei Rabba. So if you recall, we have the Monopoly game from Sanhedrin Daf Yomi Amud Beis. We're just going to fly here. But who were Eifa na Avimi? Here we go. Eifa va'Avimi. We did? Who? Oh, I forgot to show it there. Eifa and Avimi were the two sharp ones of Pumbedisa. So now, I guess one brother's trying to oh, you're so smart, you're so sharp. They called you in Sanhedrin the sharp one. Let's see how sharp you are. So Eifa was saying over Masechta Shevuos by Rabba's house. And he bumps into his brother, Achua. When I said this yesterday, I thought about the story. I'll tell you real quickly. My father is a pretty big Elui. No, Shas Balpeh, the whole thing. And sometimes he acts like, he has Elui moments in his life. So he asked his brother, today he's called Eliakim Stefansky, big Cheverman. He says, are you going to this wedding? And he says, no. His brother's more, my father's more of the quiet one, the learner. He's more of he learns the whole day, this guy, but he's more of the Cheverman, like shticky. So my father comes to the wedding, and he sees his brother there. He's like, you Cheverman. He runs over to him, and he bumps into a mirror. He saw himself in the mirror. He thought it's his brother. Anyway, I said it over, and Benny said, Mamish that Maisa Shahaya, Mamish happened to his father also. Okay? So they don't say the story about me and you know what I'm saying? Says the Gemara. Omar Le, you could all, by the way, once I'm mentioning my father, he gives a shir in 7 daf a day. 2 shir, one in Hebrew, one in Yiddish. Pretty soon we'll do in English too. Each one is 3 hours. Anyone want to watch 7 daf in a row? It's on YouTube. Says the Gemara, if a person says, so we did this whole Gemara already. If a person says, I did not eat, he's lying, and he swears again, I did not eat. Omerlei, so his brother says, what's the halacha? Eini chayv elachas. We learned in the Mishnah that if you swear on the future twice, 3 times, it's only one. So too in the past. Omerlei shtabash, you got confused. Hariyatza shvuah sheker. Once you said 1, that's a lie. Shvuah shelo, so that's it. So the second one is also a lie. So let's stop over here. Why not? We'll stop over here. Rabbi Sai, have a wonderful day.
Merit the schus of spreading Torah throughout the world. Sponsor a shir today. MDYsponsor.com or sponsor at MDYDaf.com.